in order for you to have the true muscle fiber stimulation on your body. Fat loss equals weight loss, not weight loss. Weight loss equals muscle loss. Body shape is the person's responsibility, but the body type is what your mama gave you.
Everyone's different. Everyone's unique to their DNA. 85% of what you eat, you said it's even a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, good morning, everybody. I'm Doug Jeffrey, and welcome to another episode of Fit Over 50. And this show is all about taking care of yourself, respecting that temple that was given to us. Total open platform. We learn from each other. We are going to discuss everything that is health related, not only physical health, mental health. So it's the total package. And once everything is working correctly in you, you have so much more to offer to your family, your friends, and your loved ones. So without any further ado, I am going to bring in my punctilious partner of salubrious activities, Mr. Tony Hill, who is actually in Indiana today. So good morning, Tony. Happy Sunday, buddy.
Hey, happy Sunday, man. Hey, you know what they say, man, in Hollywood, the show must go on, baby. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. You looking young, man. How many treatments you got left? No, I'm just kidding.
No, man, don't do that stuff. This is all natural, man. This is what we champion on this platform.
Ooh, yes.
Eating right. It's about exercising. It's about taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
So,
and let me tell you, Doug, being here in Indianapolis, Indiana, wow. I think no disrespect to my town.
Be nice.
No, big is beautiful. Because I can tell you right here, brother, there is no thing called health in Indiana. I mean, it's like the culture's different, the mindset's different. I went shopping with my sister, and they could not believe that I was actually, my age or whatever. And the thing is that it was really interesting to see a different culture, because I don't come here often, but when I come here, I actually understand now. We all have the same mindset when it comes to health and wellness, but it seems like in this city, Indianapolis, they actually embrace, and it's sad, but they embrace illness. It's like illness has become a part of their life, and it's like they don't. It's like I talked to someone, and it's like, if you got high blood pressure, some guy my sister was talking to, he's got high blood pressure. He said, and he says, I walked during this whole week, it totaled up to 60 miles of walking. And I go, wow.
That's great.
And I asked for all week, right? And I asked my sister, I went like this, right? We got this subliminal language. And he says, well, he volunteered. Well, I was on 4 high blood pressure medicines, and now I'm down to 1. He says, and he was saying, I just don't know how to get this thing under control, but I need my medicine. And I'm thinking, and my sister said he's got a really big stomach, and I'm going, wow. I mean, this is crazy, because all he has to do is change his eating, but he puts his emphasis on walking, which is not necessarily the thing. At least he's doing something.
Yeah.
But it's just about, it's like 5% or 10% of your overall, surviving. You got to nourish your body. It's really interesting, because they accept it, Doug. They accept illness and medicine. They accept it.
They accept it. And, primarily it's big pharma.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. A lot of these drugs you would not need if you change your lifestyle, your eating habit.
Exactly.
But we're conditioned. I mean, with all the adulteration of the food, the preservatives. I mean, there's so many ingredients in food in America that is banned in other countries.
Yes. Yeah.
It really comes down to it's a money-making business, and it's really sad. But
Yeah.
we always
Hmm.
say knowledge is power, awareness.
Yes.
And if you change your lifestyle, if you change your diet,
Hmm.
there's a very large percentage of people that can get off of these drugs, because not only with these drugs, yeah, they're going to treat one thing, but the side
Right.
effects of these drugs are just crazy.
Exactly. It's something, man. You say you get rid of one thing and then you got eight other things,
Yeah.
because that one thing, that one medicine shuts down the eight other things that could give you a chance of changing your
And
life.
what are they going to do? They're going to keep prescribing. Why are they going to prescribe, Tony? Because it's money.
Yeah.
It's money. It's really sad, man.
It, it
It's
it's
one of those things,
it's
people should
something, but
care
it
about
reminds
people.
yeah, but it reminds me of our movement, what we're after, because we're two men who, we're not afraid to tell the truth because in fact, all of our listening audience out there, Doug and I, we love you. We care about you. And this is
Yeah.
why we use this platform. So,
And
I did.
what gives us the credentials to sit here and talk to you? I'm 60, Tony's 63.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So, I mean, this is us. This is our life. We've been doing it since as long as we can remember.
Yeah.
And the proof's in the pudding, man.
Right.
You know,
And
60 to
that's what people don't
63.
want to look at though. They don't
Well,
want to look.
that's what you got to do, and that's
Oh,
what brings up one of the topics of conversation for today: cardiovascular disease. Our
exactly. Yeah.
platform is to advise, edify, and transmogrify. We're all different based on our DNA.
Mm,
So awareness, we are creating awareness that makes you go, let me look
exactly.
into that, and from that you can start to connect the dots, that you can start getting off of this, getting off of that, and regain your health. You have
Exactly.
to take your health into your own hands, because
Exactly.
doctors, granted, you need them, nothing against them, they're life-saving, but
Yeah.
big pharma is all about a pill. Hey, you go eat fast food all you want, but then again, your cardiovascular disease, man, you're going to put on weight. That blood's going to turn into globs going through those veins, and it's not going to work anymore. And that's going
Right.
to slow you down. So cardiovascular disease is a very, very, it's a killer in America. And if
Yeah.
you look
And
at the statistics outside of America, they, so what does that say?
now you got to think too is that on the latest research, 2022, by the Health Organization, 7% of the world's population, 7% is cardio-metabolically healthy.
We talked about that before. And when you really think about that,
Hmm.
that is a very sad, staggering statistic.
Yeah, it is.
And you
Yes.
go, why?
Yes. And
Uh,
you can research this too. All you got to do is Google it,
but a
and you
lot
can
of
research it. Yeah.
the high blood pressure,
Hmm.
cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, secondhand smoke, obesity, and unhealthy diet, and lack of physical activity.
Yeah.
So there's a few on there, change
Yeah.
the diet, start, exercising. All those things could, you could go back in time, so to speak. And
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. And you and me, man, we have a time machine. We have a time machine based on the knowledge that we have of our individuality,
Yeah.
of who we are, what to eat, the exercise.
Yes.
Um, so with that, people, listen, open your ears.
Yes.
You can have a time machine too, man. You can
Yeah.
go back in time 15, 20 years to be in your heyday. And the
Yes.
new 60 is the old, 30, man. You can
It,
look,
it
you
really,
can look
it,
the
it
same.
really is, Doug. It
You can
really
look the
is,
same
man.
60 that you can at 30. You just have to respect this temple and the
Yeah.
awareness. It's
Exactly.
all
Good
about
point.
awareness.
Very good point, Doug. Hey, and we got you guys remember our buddy Mike Green,
Yeah,
all
Mike.
the way from Sweden, huh? Mike actually, he's in Sweden right now. I'm wondering if
Can
we
we get
can
him? We
reach
were
out to
trying. We
him.
had him before, but he was out. He was actually out in the field, man. He had his hat on. He was going to start digging around and getting all that stuff. I'm so excited. But
Yeah.
he actually has something that he'll come on dealing with cardiovascular disease. And this is
Right. He's using
natural.
a
This
thing
is
called
from his earth.
stinging nettles. Stinging nettles is what he's supposed to talk to us
Yeah.
about. I'm wondering if he's ready. Hey, Mike, are you out there, brother?
He just got back the other day too. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah, I
trying
know
to see.
he was
I
having
think he.
some
I think he's
streaming
gonna.
problems from Sweden.
Right. There he is.
There he
Yeah.
is. Hey, we
What's
got
up
Hey
there?
guys!
What's up
Oh
there,
man!
Rambro? That's
it's Rambro.
Rambro.
He is
Bro,
Rambroed out today.
bro is ready.
Yeah, and we have. It's called. What is it? Aging. What is it?
Successful aging.
Successful aging with
Successful
Mike
aging.
Green. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Successful
Successful aging.
aging with Mike Green. Hey, Mike, what you got for us today in beautiful Sweden, man?
You guys bring up such a great topic with the cardiovascular disease.
Yes.
One of the number one killers in the world.
Yeah.
I think that's ahead of cancer, actually.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so the thing is that I call it a non-communicable disease, which means
Wow.
it's not passed from human to human, that is
Wow.
brought on by the individual. So
Really? I never
cardiovascular
thought of
disease,
it that way. Uh-uh.
yeah, a non-communicable disease that's not passed from human to human.
Wow.
So you brought it on yourself.
You're responsible for it yourself.
Hey,
But
hey,
Absolutely.
you can
hey,
reverse it too. It's
hey,
reversible, correct?
hey, you know what?
Correct.
Hey, what Mike just said, y'all. What Mike just said, Doug. My mother used to say, "You bought this on yourself."
Yeah,
Pay
yeah.
for it.
Yeah, and it can be reversed with some
Yeah.
simple lifestyle changes. As Doug, I was listening earlier. He was mentioning, about the exercise and
Right.
about eating a healthy meal plan.
Yes.
With the dieting, that could be so fad at times because you have so many diets and then they come and they go. I've said
Wow.
Lifestyle.
since yeah, they come and they go. So I just said, how can you eat healthy,
Yes.
you know, and how can you lower the blood pressure? But you have the Mediterranean diet,
Yeah.
you have the DASH
Yeah.
diet. There's so many, right? And then Tony, you mentioned something about the World Health Organization
Yeah.
because with them, along with the USDA and
Yeah.
also the FDA in the States, they all work together.
Exactly. Because most of them, I found out that some of the politicians who worked with the FDA are with the WHO, and they just promote it within, and it's just one big circle, and it's really
Absolutely.
it's really crazy if you can't openly kill people, just put it in the animals, put it in the
Yeah,
stuff that they eat.
yeah, yeah. And you have some really great athletes that they're retired now, but I give you
Hmm.
one, Mariano Rivera. He
Uh,
was a pitcher for the New York Yankees.
okay.
He's part of the USDA board as
Wow.
far as putting the meal plans together for the entire database, the food database.
Baseball
So
player.
you right. So you could, and they have some. I think they have a football player there. I don't remember his name right now, but you could Google it. But the key word is like when you put in Google, you put in fighting against cardiovascular disease.
Right.
Then you put in Google Scholar straight to the government sites
Wow. I didn't
at
even
the, at
know
the
that.
top. Yeah, at the top, Google Scholar, and it goes straight to the government sites
That's
every time.
crazy. Hey,
Anything dealing with the medical field, it goes straight there.
wow. Hey, Mike, where are you, man? It looks beautiful out there, man. Where you
Yeah,
at?
well, I'm in Sweden, and behind me, you may see some. Let me see if I could move over because you may see right there. It's
Yeah,
in the tree there. You
yeah.
may see the birds coming to feed their babies because they're nesting in there right now.
Oh, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
So yeah, yes, I'm on the countryside in Sweden, and then the back of me, earlier I was showing Doug, but I didn't have internet connection. But it would have been so cool because I was right in the forest.
He's ready to pick, man. He's ready to
Oh,
pick and show us
hey,
what it's
so
all
Yeah.
about.
I think what you did, Mike, though, you sent us a video. Kind of explain the video that you sent us.
Yeah, the video is about the stinging nettle,
Okay.
scientifically known as Urtica dioica. And I chose this herb because it's one of the most nutritious
Wow.
herbs on the planet. When it comes to minerals and vitamins, it's one of the best ever.
Wow.
So yeah, so then when you said cardiovascular disease, it
Right.
helps with that. Your kidneys, and for men especially, and for women, but for men uh, that have enlarged prostate glands,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it reduces that.
That's
Wow. Is
great.
that now the thing is did you got it out there in the forest?
Absolutely, it's all over.
That's
It's all
crazy.
over now. Yeah, it's all over right now. It's a few around, but I have to go deep in the forest. This is why I wear my tactical gear
Oh yeah,
because I can't.
I thought you was a vigilante, bro. Vigilante. That's why they call you
No,
Rambro in Sweden.
Rambro, man, but Rambro has to be prepared.
Yeah. What kind of wild animals are out there, Mike? You got
Oh
bears
man,
or lions or anything?
we have the black bear, we
Oh, you
have the
do?
brown bear. There's no escaping from them. And what's interesting about them, they give you a warning by whistling.
Really?
They whistle.
And if you think somebody's whistling at you,
You're
you're gonna keep.
Oh, yeah,
start
that's it.
packing and get out of there.
Your meatloaf. But we have them. We have wild lynx. We have the wolves, which we found fresh tracks during this winter out in the yard. There was
What?
about a 15 pack of them. They was coming. It was still cold outside, so they're trying to get food. We have
Uh-huh.
the badgers, which can dig about a 4 feet hole under your home in about a week.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got to get them out of there right away. And the way we do that, they don't like human urine and they don't like loud music.
So
Wow.
We
you pee all over the place and you turn the music up.
they don't like that. So we have
Wow.
them, and then we also have the Wolverine.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
Ferocious.
That's what they say.
Yeah, and then the badger. What's interesting about them is that if they attack you, they don't stop biting you until they hear something snap or crack.
What?
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, it's pretty serious. So what the Swedes started doing was putting branches around their ankles and legs, so they hear that snap is just instantaneous. That they just stop and they run off.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy. So,
Yeah, it
Mike,
is.
That
It is.
is crazy.
we're gonna take a look at your video where you're explaining this, and after we watch that, you'll come back on, and we can go into a little more detail of
Yeah.
Sure.
this wonderful natural way to deal
Yes.
with cardiovascular disease, plus a lot of other benefits from this. So
Absolutely.
let's take a peek. Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm here with the stinging nettle. This is why I have my gloves on, and the scientific name is called Urtica dioica. Great source of iron, magnesium, as well as potassium, and also beta carotene, which is excellent for your eye health. Great herb to know for the spring.
Wow. Man, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yes.
So, Mike, if anybody's just joining us, just give us a little bit of a recap of who you are and what you do. What gives you the ability to sit here and talk with us about preserving the temple that's been giving to us?
Yes. So my name is Michael Green, and I came out to Sweden first in 2013. I didn't know that I would be here ever, but I met my beautiful wife Emma, and actually in Miami, and then I decided to come out here, just take a leap of faith. But I didn't know that it would be bigger than that. And
Wow.
what I mean by that is that once I got out here, with my knowledge and
Uh-oh, we
everything
got to
of
pause.
herbs. Okay. Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
still
we're
here.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So um, it was a bigger path for me, in helping people and contributing to human health
Hmm.
with my knowledge of herbal natural medicines and things like that. And so once I got out here, I'm like, okay, they see me out here picking herbs and everything like that, and they became very interested. And then
Hmm.
I was telling them about certain herbs in the forest that they can use to restore their
Right.
vitality and also health. We're
Mm.
talking about kidneys, the liver, any part of the body systems, anything that you're dealing with the body, nature has a cure for it.
Wow.
That's
So
Yeah,
true.
I
that's
yeah,
true.
I've been out here ever since, and I'm the only man of a darker pigmented skin out
Oh,
here
that.
that you will
Oh,
ever see in the forest.
now that's politically correct. Yeah, no, he with the darker skin, translated, he's the only dark skinned person that cops don't follow everywhere he go.
Yeah, out here, actually, the policemen, firemen, nurses,
Yeah.
doctors, elderly, they all love me out here because they know what I contribute to the communities and
Wow.
also the
God bless
world.
you, man. That's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so tell us about the stinging nettles again, and where can we? What I wanted to ask you too, when you explain again, because I think it's very important. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get me some stinging nettles. How do I purchase it? How do I purchase that here in the U.S.?
Well, you have certain stores that's reputable shops. What I mean by that, they've been around for a long time, some over 30 years. Their products are organic. You
Hmm.
definitely want it organic because the nettles have a tendency of absorbing heavy metals, and they also remove heavy metals from your body.
Uh,
This is why if you go around train tracks or in the cities out here, they're growing everywhere, and they could grow to 7 feet tall, one stem.
whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so they take in all of the bad stuff and give us back the good stuff.
So, Mike, here's a question. I think we had talked about this before. So there's the organic in the U.S. Then there's the organic in Sweden. I would say that the organic in Sweden is much more organic than in the USA. So, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
That's correct, Doug. And in the U.S., the FDA, you can say that your product is organic. It could be like 85 or 90%.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, 85 or 90% organic, and the rest can be whatever. As
Hmm.
long as you have that, you're good. In Sweden, it has to be 100%.
That's the way it should be. That's organic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be 100%. And then we had, when I was first putting my herbal tea blends together and everything and my formulas,
Right.
I had like scientists and chemists come out to test it, and they were serious. They came with their
Yeah.
masks, gloves on, all their solutions to make
Yeah.
sure that it's 100% organic, or it's not. You can't put it out.
Yeah, and that's really sad. And you question why.
Yeah.
Last 85%. That's organic. Let's just throw that label on it. That to me, that's not organic. I mean, that other
Mhm.
15%, what is it? So that's why it's so important to obviously read the label when you're buying anything. And if there's more than 5 ingredients in it and there's multisyllabic sesquipedalians that you can't pronounce, chances are that did not come from this lovely planet that we live on. So beware.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you turn it on if you read the ingredients,
Right.
the first thing it should say, let's say if it's olive oil, it should
Right.
say percent olive oil.
Yeah,
Right.
it shouldn't
You
say.
know,
But a lot of those things, you're buying something, it's this. But when you look on the ingredients, depending on what it is, that could be like all the way down here. And it's like, that's not what I'm buying. And you question why they're doing this. And once again, we talked earlier about it. It's money.
Yeah.
What is the most cost-effective way to get a product out there? And they don't really care what it does to your body. They just care,
Right.
make it taste good, make it profitable, and then we're going to sell it. And that is totally not what you want to put into your body.
Wow. So
not at
what
all.
question? What can you expect? How long does it take for a stinging nettle supplement? I assume that you can get it in a capsule form and a tea.
Yeah, you can get it in a capsule form and tea. That depends on if you're okay with swallowing pills, or you just want to drink it as a tea
Yeah.
infusion.
Oh, I see.
I drink it as a tea infusion, but for people, and if you're out in the wild, you could gather some stinging nettle. Once you dry it, you could put it in a coffee grinder, turn it into a powder, and
Uh-huh.
just put it in some vegan capsules, and have
Okay.
yourself
Oh,
a
wow.
nice supply.
And what does it
Wow.
look like? I mean, in the video, it was really quick. You don't have
The
anything.
nettle.
Yeah, what's the nettle look like?
I'm gonna see. I hope that the enter. Well, stinging nettle, you got to have your gloves.
Why? Will it sting you?
Oh yes, that's why they call them stinging nettles.
No,
And
really?
actually, the
thought it was a name, so it
translation in
stings you
Latin.
when you get it.
Yeah, the translation in Latin means to urtica dioica. It means to burn.
Wow.
Because oh yeah, you're gonna learn real quick once you fall into a bush or something, or if you pick it or happen to brush against it.
Yeah.
Little fine little spurs there. It's gonna get you real fast, and it's not
Isn't
fun
that
at all.
fascinating? It's like why did they do that to that plant? That's fascinating.
It's like a
So let me
protective
go see.
measure.
Absolutely, a
All right.
protective mechanism for the plant itself. I think I see something right over here.
Yeah,
So
folks,
let
if
me
you're just joining us right
grab
now, this is Michael Green. He's we're live in Sweden with him, and
Yeah.
we're talking about natural ways to deal with cardiovascular disease.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pick some stinging nettle here.
Wow. Right out of his.
Everything is right in your yard. Yeah. That is just amazing.
Yeah, there we go. So this is the stinging nettle, and then once I sit back down, I want to show you yeah, this is where we live at actually too. So everything is
beautiful.
In the back. It's right in the backyard. You know, this is we have the garden and everything, and
that's on my bucket list to go visit. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're gonna have to come and visit, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Okay, so here's the beautiful nettle, one of the best survival plants on the planet.
Wow.
And can you see these little sticky fibers sticking out there?
Yeah, you can.
See it?
A little bit, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, those are the stingers.
Oh my goodness.
Ariel, can we put up the Ariel? Excuse me, Ariel. Can we put up the name of this on the screen also? Oh, thank you. That was quick.
Stinging nettle. Yes,
wow.
This is it. So
how do you
plant?
I'm sorry. I just want to. How do you go about processing this? Like, what you would dry it? So for tea, everything's dried out, and then how do you get rid of the sting to touch it and all that?
Yes, Doug. Well, once it dries, it will sting you, but it's not as potent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to make like a soup, or you want to put it in a salad, then what you do is you put it in ice water, and it takes away the sting.
Oh wow!
So it's like you blanch it, or you can boil it, but very, very quick, so it doesn't take the nutrients from the stinging nettle, because the heat can destroy the minerals and the vitamins.
And how long has this been around? When who were the first people that said, "Hey, this is going to work for this"? I mean, where did the origin of the treatment the efficacy that this has. Where did that come from?
Oh, it goes all the way back to Africa, in which actually the silverback gorillas, this is one of their favorite foods.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a snack. Yeah, they love it. They love it. So when it comes to shrimp, when you see the animals and you see the strength of them, you're like, what? So I'm doing my research. I'm like, they love these. It's like a snack to them.
Wow.
And they just eat them, pick them raw. They don't worry about the sting, and they just eat them raw. And
Wow.
look at them. Look at them,
Yeah, there
all
you go.
plant-based.
They
Yeah,
kind of
that's
look
still.
like they look a little bit like Tony.
Oh, you calling me a gorilla? Oh, okay.
Silverback.
That's a compliment.
Hey, but the silverback boy, that's a threat. You don't want to piss them off.
Not at all, not at all. But that's where it goes way back to Africa, and
Wow.
traditionally, it was used for many things, not only for your health, but well, not only for your health, but also to make clothing.
Really?
Make Oh yes, you can make clothing with stinging nettle.
Where are they
Shirts,
indigenous to?
pants. Oh, Africa, Europe, they're growing all over now, all over the world.
Wow.
I just had a wild thought, man. But nobody, you say you can make clothes, but they don't make underwear out of stinging nettles.
Ah! Once they break it down and everything, and but it's good to know, because
Woo, that
now
would
with
be
the
tough on a guy.
yeah, it would be. This is so good to know, along with the
Yeah.
stinging nettle, also the hemp seeds, because polyester clothing now is being uh connected to cancers. The polyester in the clothes.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
direct link to that now.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, polyester
So
also it doesn't it come from it comes from plastic too, right? There's
yes,
an
yes.
element of
So
plastic within it.
we all have a little bit of plastic in us.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
no,
we do.
yeah. So once again, it goes back to everything natural that you really want to. As I said, you have to create that awareness for yourself and find everything that's out there that comes from this planet. And it's amazing how you can change your life, your health, your mental state from
Mhm.
just removing all these chemicals and garbage in our food, and it's just
Yes.
fascinating. It's back
Yeah.
to nature.
Yeah. And then Doug, what you said earlier with the cardiovascular disease, and then we're talking about hypertension,
Right.
aka high blood pressure. Stinging nettle is used actually to lower blood pressure because it is a natural diuretic. So when you
Oh,
go to the doctor, right, they give you these
Water,
diuretics, and they call them water pills,
yeah.
right.
right? So
Lasix is
then,
a very common one. That
right,
yeah,
right. So they use those to remove excess sodium from out
Right.
of the body through urination.
Right.
So
Right.
nettles are a natural diuretic and excellent for men's prostate health. And then
see,
for women, it can even stop heavy bleeding. The nettles, they do.
Wow.
well,
Even
so
nosebleeds.
okay, so here's a question. So we've established that this works for various things. What is the efficacy percentage versus a pharmaceutical drug? Because we all know, big pharma, if they find something that's going to work, they're going to take it and grab it. So what percentage of, how long do you take this beef? How long do you take it before you start to notice?
Yeah.
Is it a week? Is it instantaneously? How
Right
long does it
away.
take before? Oh, right away.
Right away. Fresh nettle. When I go in, I make a tea infusion with that. And I'm gonna say what a tea infusion is. It is when you put, I would say, about 5 grams of the nettle inside of a teapot, right? Or you
Mhm.
could put it in a pot, and then you add about maybe 3 to 4 cups of water, preferably spring water or distilled water,
Mhm.
and then you let it boil with the top on. Once it comes to a boil, You remove it from the heat and you let it sit for about 15 minutes. And you're going to see the rich chlorophyll that's coming out of the
Wow.
nettle. And then
Wow.
you see it nice in this green color, and then it's ready to drink. So right away, especially in the morning time, Doug and Tony, is that you feel the minerals inside the body.
Oh,
It
wow.
just, they go right in, and you just like, you feel great.
Wow.
So
Wow.
because all the minerals, the body, you know, I think how many trillions of cells we have in our body?
Yeah.
Is there,
Yeah.
so they need to be bathed in this
Right.
fluid
Yeah.
to protect them and everything like that.
Yeah.
So another thing, how it helps with cardiovascular disease is that once you start to drink the tea regularly and
Right.
consistently, then it picks up the potassium levels inside of your cells.
Wow.
That's constantly trying to keep the sodium from getting in on the outside of your cells. The sodium is in the blood plasma on the outside, which
I
is
see.
called extracellular
Yeah.
fluids. And then intracellular fluids is where the potassium is at. But there's a pump in every moment of our lives. Right now, it's just trying to keep that balance.
Wow.
Okay, sodium is too much. Get out of here. Get out of here. Then people consume so much sodium through processed foods that the potassium is like, I can't hold on, and then it enters, and then that's when you're in big trouble.
Yeah. So now I'm looking online, and it says, "Can cardiovascular disease be cured?" And once again, it's Google. You're going to consider the source. Coronary heart disease cannot be cured, but treatment can help manage the symptoms and reduce the chances of problems such as a heart attack. Treatment can include lifestyle change, such as regular exercise and stop smoking. So, and you always consider the source of where this is coming from and who put this up here.
Right.
Obviously, you change your diet, you exercise. A lot of this stuff can just, and once again, you might have it, but the symptoms and everything can totally go away. And once again, I believe that you can re-engineer your body just by changing those things that you need to change.
Exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes when
excuse me, guys, I gotta get this. I gotta get the plug because the battery is getting so low.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay.
It's fascinating talking to him.
Well, yeah, it's like that's why we had to have him regular, because he has so much to offer.
Yeah.
He has so much to offer because he's the missing link to look, a pun in words, huh? The missing link. But anyway, the issue, because I tell people exercise. I say exercise is literally only 5 to 10% of everything. You can be an active person and still be overweight. And somebody go, how could you do that? And I go, have you ever seen obese people run a marathon? And they go, yes, because they got all these wraps on their body and tapes and.
Yeah, but how many obese people do you see that live into their 80s, 90s? And once again, this platform is just myself, Tony, and Mike joining the tertiary element, if you will.
Yeah.
This is just, as I said, we're just trying to bring awareness. Everybody is different. So knowledge is power. I will keep saying that. And just different options out there that can give you a much healthier lifestyle, and that's really what it is. So there are certain people that there are genetic components to different health problems.
Yes.
So once again, we're just trying to advise, edify, and hopefully transmogrify you into a healthy, active person. So you get to really enjoy those golden years of your life and be able to be there for your family, your grandkids, and enjoy it. So
which is the biggest thing, man. This is really interesting. I'm ready to go get me some stinging nettles, man.
Yeah, I want to try the stinging nettles. I would have to touch it and see what it feels like just to get.
I ain't going to. I ain't like that.
When you guys get a chance, look up the nutritional value of
Yeah.
stinging nettle.
I'll do it right
It
now,
may
actually.
blow you away.
And
It
you know
may
what
blow you
though?
away.
Hey, Michael, it grows in America too, right?
Absolutely.
Because I think I ran across some stinging nettles in my lifetime. It's a little plant that looks so innocent, but they had these right on the stalk of it. It's like the leaves felt a little rough. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
yes.
you couldn't see these things that was in your skin. Well,
Yeah,
boy, they act. I
yeah.
mean, you can. What I used to do is I used to rub my skin real hard and try to wash my hands, but it just seemed like I didn't get them all out. And then they just dissipated over time, but you can't see them, but you can sure feel them.
Yes, you can. Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Because in Indiana, I think, because I was a Boy Scout and I used to go
There you
camping
go.
every summer. And yeah,
There.
it was, go ahead, Doug.
So, it's stinging nettle, right?
Yes, nettle.
Yeah, stinging nettle, high in amino acids, protein, flavonoids, and bone building minerals like iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc.
And that's
Uh,
what your heart needs.
yeah, nettle contains vitamins and minerals that can help keep your bones strong. There you go. Stinging nettle is one of the greatest sources of vitamin K, which
Yeah,
is that's one of those vitamins you don't hear a whole lot about, actually.
Right,
yeah, yeah. And that's
right.
going to clean and that's going to clean the blood. You think about
That's your
vitamin K,
blood. Yeah.
that's your blood. That's your blood. Red blood cells, especially.
So how
Yeah.
much do you just follow the directions if you get the capsule? You just follow the directions on the bottle, right?
Yeah, whatever's on the bottle coming from that manufacturer, then
Yeah.
you just it's just like a prescription. Okay, they
Because I
say
have
take up.
we have a natural grocery store, in the neighborhood, and those are
Oh,
really good to go to because they're not Whole Foods, they're not, Sprouts. They're just a little bitty neighborhood natural grocery store,
Sometimes they're the best.
and we
yeah.
go there and shop all the time, man. And I tell you, the prices are right. We know everybody, and
Yeah.
it's a really everything in there is grown from farms.
Okay. Well, maybe in the near future, I can we could put something together where I could pick some nettle and some
Yeah,
other
do
like
it
dandelions,
and
and
make
Yeah.
it.
I could show. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can show
make
you
it.
how to make it like spinach.
There we
Well,
go.
see, well, that's
I like
that
that.
could be the next segment, and again, we can do the video, and then you can explain what you're doing on the video. That could be our. For those who don't know in our audience, Michael is part of our crew.
The
He's going to be here.
tertiary component here.
Yes, he's going to be here all the time because it's needed. That brother, that's one of the brothers that I know. Well, that's the only brother I know in Sweden. So so when you look at that, because I know how it feels, boy. Because when I was in
Yeah.
Turkey, I mean, I couldn't hide, man. Even the Africans looked at me strange,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, I had a situation. I mean, no disrespect to the race or whatever the case might be, but I'm going to use it in this context. I was walking down the street in Kurtuluş in Istanbul, Turkey. And it was approximately four Africans walking with baseball caps, like the Americans. And they turned around, and I'm telling you, man, this was the funny. I didn't know how to respond. They turned around really loud. Think of a cobblestone street, that it very crowded in Istanbul. They turned around and said, "What's up, nigga?"
Oh no.
They sure did. And they said
Yeah.
that to me, and they said it exactly like that. And I turned around and I go, wow. I mean, have we really influenced these Africans that this is acceptable? When in
Wow.
fact, and that's what it did for me. I just kept walking. I didn't respond or
Yeah,
nothing.
you don't respond.
It shocked me, but it showed me too how strong our culture is. And when we talk about big pharma and medicine, I had for 7 years when I lived in Europe, Doug and Mike, I never seen a commercial regarding medicine.
Mm.
It's against the law to
Hmm.
show medicine on TV.
Yeah.
7 years, I didn't see if you have diarrhea, get this, or I didn't see none of that, man, none of it.
But
There. And it was crazy because when I got to America and I turned on the TV, I saw probably 60% of everything selling a medicine. And
Yeah.
it really, that's when it dawned on me. I said, you know what? For 7 years, I ain't even seen no commercials like this.
Yeah.
And then I found out that they will not allow any pharmaceutical brands, period, on their television show at all.
That's why it's the only place it pays to be a doctor is in America. Everybody is coming from
Yep,
all over the world.
exactly.
And it's just, America is a lovely place for so many different opportunities that you can't get elsewhere. But
Yeah.
it really is driven by just this horrible level of greed.
Yeah.
That they really don't care.
Right.
We're going to pollute the food. I've said this all the time. We're going to pollute the food, then we're going to charge you for your health.
Yeah.
So a better way. So let's take this population and destroy them and make money on them.
Right. They even took the food pyramid in school and switched it upside down.
Yeah.
And what is it? Yeah, everybody is cereal is better than oatmeal.
Tony and Doug, when I got out here, people were like, who's the new guy and stuff like that. It wasn't until they saw what I can do in the community that it was accepted with open arms.
And Michael, that's a good point, Michael, because, excuse me for interrupting you, because when I got to Turkey, I had that experience with Africans because most of the Africans came over to Istanbul to find work. But when I did a lot of TV, a lot of things, when they found out what I brought to the culture, I could not go outside and not somebody wanted to take a picture. They loved me. My PR company, man, I was on television a lot. I even was able to show them the effectiveness of exercising for 30 minutes nonstop that you can burn over 500 to 1,000 calories. They had the camera. I was on Fox, the Fox affiliate in Europe. They had the cameras on me for a half an hour and timed it. When I got finished, I burned over 500 calories because I constantly moved. Now, you had millions of people. In Istanbul, there's over 8 million people alone. So they were watching me live while they were doing the news about me. And then I told them about the afterburn. And after the afterburn, I was almost at 2,000. That's after I finished a half an hour of work. And I was explaining to them that if you have the right food, the right nutrients, and you take care of yourself, the exercise is like a key. The key, although it appears insignificant, I don't care how pretty your car is. If you don't turn the key, that car ain't going nowhere. And exercise, although it's small, it turns the key. And the afterburn is after you exercise. But if you don't have your nutrition, hydration, and rest right,
you can't do it.
You got a bad carburetor and you're not good. The muscles can't work. The body can't work. Even though you're feeling the lactic acid, even though you're sweating, you're actually doing nothing but injuring yourself. Yeah.
So this is why I love being on this show with you, Tony and Doug, is because it's an outlet where that we're improving quality of life.
Yes.
And that right there gives me purpose.
Yes.
And, I don't have to think about it. I'm like, I'm going to be on the show. We're going to help some people out there. And for me, that's just that's life.
And we're glad to have you, Mike.
Yeah,
man.
Thank you so much for joining us too, Mike.
Thank you. And Doug, you said something earlier about engineering, right? You said something there about engineering, and I think it was more in engineering your health.
It's
how do you manage and engineer your health and your life? That's a great word for it.
So, Michael, where do we get your? I know you got some tea, so you got to let us know again.
Next Sunday he's going to show us how to make the tea with some dandelions.
Absolutely. I have Pulmo, which is for all upper respiratory problems dealing with your lungs.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. And then here I have the immune tea, which is self-explanatory for the entire immune system.
I got both of those, Doug.
Yeah. Doug, you got to send me your address. I got
I
to send you a
will. I'll
couple.
totally do it. I love the packaging
Okay.
too. It's very
Thank you.
natural, all
Thank you.
natural, very
And yeah,
simple.
we have the little leaf right here. It's the EU organic leaf.
So
Which
yeah, folks out there watching. So the difference between all organic
Yeah.
in the U.S. versus the EU. You want products from the EU.
Right.
As
yes,
Mike was
yes,
talking earlier, when they say organic, they mean organic. In the
Yeah.
US,
yes.
their organic is roughly 85%. So that other
Even
15%,
if that.
they can put whatever they want in there. So
Exactly.
all organic is what you are looking for. So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
EU organic is what you want to buy.
And that's
Yes.
MikeGreen.se.
Yeah, thank you. And this it's been approved by the EU,
Yeah.
and it be 100% organic by law. That's the
Wow.
law.
That's
So
that's what we want.
it took a while to actually get that leaf. It's a big deal to get that green leaf. And I
Yeah,
was like,
like
oh
I
my
say,
goodness.
hey man, in regarding to your health and wellness, don't be mean. Just kindly watch Fit Over 50 and talk to my man, Mike Green.
Yeah.
Yes. And Doug and Tony. Yes.
This platform is all about sharing and giving back. We learn
Yeah,
from each other. So we would like to hear from you. If
yes.
you're going through problems with your health or you're looking to get another, what to do exercise wise or diet, just come on. We'll talk about you. We'll talk to you, with you, and we'll just explore options. And we learn from each other. We are all unique to our DNA. You have to respect this lovely temple that has been given to us.
And you know,
Yes.
we had somebody watching, Carolyn Josiah, Carolyn McKinney Josiah. She said, "Thanks for all the information. USA is run by greed and money and a few individuals. Hope y'all have a great day."
There you go. Well said.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes.
Ah,
And Tony and Doug, going back to the cardiovascular
right,
disease,
Disease.
right? I have in my notes here nutrition management
mhm,
for those that have cardiovascular disease or they are at risk. So
right,
here's some nutritional management advice. Um, you can look into the Mediterranean diet plan, which
okay,
has been, because over there is very low. You hardly hear anything about, in the Mediterranean about heart disease.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you have, of course, weight reduction if needed.
uh-huh,
We have increase dietary fiber to 25 to 30 grams a day or more.
wow,
Okay. And we have add the omega-3 fats,
okay,
Fatty
omega-6s, all the
acids.
healthy fats, right? Add fruits and vegetables, of course.
hmm,
And then also, Tony and Doug, I think you may be familiar with CoQ10.
yes, exactly, yeah,
Yes, yes. So all of those in the nutritional management of
yeah,
those who have cardiovascular disease and those who are at risk.
okay,
Yeah,
cool,
and with that too, as what I was reading before from Google, it says that it cannot be cured. So it might always be there, but to change your diet, to change your level of activity, this can be managed where it's in your brain. It's a reminder, and also type 2 diabetes with diet. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff can be reversed. So
All non-communicable,
non-communicable. I like
yeah,
that word.
not passed
Non-communicable.
from
That's
human to
that's a tongue
human.
tie.
It's been brought on yourself. That's a
correct.
Exactly.
non-communicable disease.
So that's a huge difference between what Google said versus the reality. Because when they use the word can't be cured, well,
They're just saying,
medicine
stay on my
manages it.
drugs.
But if you
Stay on
look, yeah,
stay
but if
on
you
my
look at
stuff.
the body and you give the body exactly what it needs, cure to me means it will not have a direct effect on the longevity of your life. It will
Good point,
increase your life.
Tony. I
Yeah.
like how you said that. That is so true. Repeat that again, actually, just for the viewers out there. I like
That being cured means simply that it will no longer have an effect on the longevity of your life. So you can be cured when you take stuff that the body says yes versus the body saying no.
yeah.
Because anything synthetically made, the body will say no. And you cannot be cured from that. You can only get worse because while you're taking that, it can actually damage other things that can help you overcome that scenario. So that's, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And this the unclogging
Hmm.
of the arteries and the vessels. And
Hmm.
there's so many fruits and vegetables, wild
Yeah.
plants out there.
Yes.
One being beet.
I love
Beets.
beets, man.
Yeah,
My,
beets opens up your arteries
yeah.
and your vessels, you know, cleaning out your vessels and your arteries, getting rid
Yeah.
of those fatty deposits in there
Yeah.
that clog your arteries up. You
Yeah.
even have the natural amino acid L-arginine, excellent
Yes.
for high blood pressure.
Oh,
It
yes.
just opens you
Yeah.
up.
I take arginine, ornithine, citrulline. Yep. And
Okay,
beta
sorry, Vince.
alanine.
Here's a
Yep.
funny story in closing, guys. So I went to a chiropractor last week, right? First time I've ever been to a chiropractor.
Hmm.
Having some, muscle pulls that are lasting a little bit longer. So he did my GMI, my gross mass index.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
body mass index?
Body mass
Yeah,
index. Yeah.
body
It's the
mass
same
index.
thing. Yeah.
And he told me I was overweight.
Wow.
I was 172 pounds, right? And with age is fascinating. I used to be, a lot taller, and I think I shrunk a little bit. So I'm going, man. But here you go. We are all unique, and once again, that is an average, general, whatever.
Yeah.
So the difference between muscle versus fat, all these things are really not formed into that equation.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
once again, whatever it says out there, it's all how you feel and how you look. And if
Exactly.
you're happy with that and you're healthy and everything's working fine, then it's you. You don't have
Right.
to worry about what other people say or whatever. As long as it's how you feel inside,
Right.
that's what it's about. And if you're starting to have trouble, then you start to question what you're eating, your exercise, and all these lovely other alternative natural medicines, natural medicines, as Mike was referring to. So we're all individuals, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the body wants to heal itself. It's
Oh,
his
yeah.
job.
Most
It's
definitely.
beautiful. It's a
Hey,
crazy
man.
machine.
This was a good show,
It
Mike,
really
man.
was.
Oh man.
I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
I really
Thank
did.
you
Mike,
guys.
thank you
It's
so
an
much.
honor.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure
man.
to have
It's a
you.
pleasure.
So everybody in Sweden, let me tell you from the U.S., God has given you an amazing
A
gift. So I'm
gem, man.
hoping that you
Thank
guys
you.
use that 100%
Yep.
because you have got a gift there. So
Yes.
all
Thank
those
you.
people in Sweden, I want to see you guys. I don't care if you write it in, I don't know, what is it, Swiss German? What's the language out there?
You speak language?
Yeah, Swedish. Yeah, it's
You
Swedish.
It's Swedish.
Yeah, I speak some. I would say, "How are you?" I would say, "Who are
Okay.
you?"
Tell
You say,
me,
wait a minute, how are you? You say what? Oahu.
Who more do? Who more
Who my
do?
dude? Who my dude?
So Mike, in
How are you?
closing, tell me in Swedish, that Tony looks like a gorilla.
Oh,
No.
I'm not that advanced. I'm still the baby stages, elementary.
Hey, Doug.
I made myself laugh.
I know. Listen.
My eyes are
But I
watering.
did.
I made myself
Look. Yeah, Doug. I got you. Hey,
I
now we're
love
going
you,
back
man.
to the Planet of the Apes. Now, you remember that? Chimpanzee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot the
That,
name.
no, right. You're Roddy McDowell. We're talking about the old one. He was the really the smart one. He always go.
Yeah.
Like
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Pleasure.
So cool.
Pleasure.
It's a
Thank you.
pleasure always. I look
Yes.
forward to next week.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you,
my
everybody.
brother. Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
hey,
So much.
Goodbye.
again, you can
Yes.
reach Michael at michaelgreen.se,
Mike Green.
mikegreen.se. And special shout out to our sponsors. Special shout out to our production team, Ariel Shaw and Candace. I mean, they have been really good for us, Doug. I mean, we got to always acknowledge them.
I know.
They did a great job, man. Candace, I love you, girl. You are awesome. You and Ariel together is a good
Yes,
team.
lovely team.
So, hey, man, another successful Sunday.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
been a pleasure.
I got to get ready to get on the plane, y'all. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay. Everybody enjoy their Sunday. God bless. Take care of that lovely temple that was given to you. Doug Jeffrey, Tony Hill, Mike Green, Fit Over 50. Stay
Out
fit.
here.
Yes.
Work them arms, work them legs. Strong for life because hard work pays off. A hard body that used to be